Cerdanya, often La Cerdanya, is a natural comarca and historical region of the Eastern Pyrenees divided between France and Spain. Historically it was one of the counties of Catalonia. Cerdanya has a land area of 1,086 square kilometers, divided almost evenly between Spain and France. In 2001 its population was approximately 26,500, of whom 53% lived on Spanish territory. Its population density of 24 residents per square kilometer is one of the lowest in Western Europe. The only urban area in Cerdanya is the cross-border urban area of Puig-Cerdà-Bourg-Madame, which contained 10,900 inhabitants in 2001. The area enjoys a high annual amount of sunshine, around 3,000 hours per year. For this reason, pioneering large-scale solar power projects have been built in several locations in French Cerdagne, including Font-Romeu-de-Llovia, the Themis plant near Targasson, and Mont-Louis solar furnace in Mont-Louis. Antiquity. The first inhabitants of Cerdanya probably spoke a language related to the Old Basque language and to Aquitanian. Many place names testify to this. In the first millennium BC came the Iberians from the south. Although their identity is still a matter of debate, some theories posit that they spoke an Afro-Asiatic language, and that they separated from the Berbers in North Africa and moved into Spain and then further north to the south of modern-day France. In Cerdanya they probably mixed with the native inhabitants, and the resulting people were known as the Caritas, from the native word cur or car, meaning rock, related to Old Basque cari, stone. The Caritas were probably essentially of Basque and Aquitanian-related stock, as the Iberian clans who mixed with the native inhabitants can have comprised only small numbers of people. The Caritas retained a language related to Old Basque and Aquitanian, although some Iberian words may have entered the language, and Iberians probably occupied positions at the top of the Caritas society. The main oppidum of the Caritas, commanding the whole country, was called Kerry and was built on the hill above the modern-day village of Livia. Later the Caritas came under Roman rule, and the Romans renamed the oppidum Julia Libica, with a significant number of Roman citizens settling there. During the Roman Empire, the area of Cerdanya was a pagus known as Pagus Liviensis, part of the province of Hispania Tarraconensis. The Pagus Liviensis was itself divided in two. The eastern part around Julia Libica was known as Cerretania Julia, while the western part was known as Cerretania Augusta. The name Cerdanya comes from Cerretania, itself coming from the old name of the inhabitants, the Caritas. As for Julia Libica, the name evolved into Julia Livia and then Livia. The Caritas seem to have kept their old language until very late, probably as late as the 8th or 9th century. Romanization in the area was extremely slow, even though eventually the native language gave way, and the people in Cerdanya ended up speaking Catalan, a language derived from Latin. At the end of the Roman Empire, Julia Libica entered a period of decadence, and lost much of its importance. It is around this time that the town of La Seu d'Urgell started to replace Julia Libica as the main center of population in that area of northern Catalonia. And in the 6th century, when the Diocese of Urgell was founded, Cerdanya was inside its limits. Devastated by the Vandals and other Germanic tribes, Cerdanya was part of the Visigothic kingdom of Toulouse and later Toledo, until eventually it was conquered by the Muslims. After Muslim expansion was halted by Odo the Great in the Battle of Toulouse, the Berber commander Uthman ibn Nasser established a small realm in Cerdanya and allied with Odo, so that the Aquitanian leader could secure his southeastern borders. However, Uthman ibn Nasser came next under Umayyad attack and the Berber lord was defeated, opening the way to Abd al-Rahman al-Ghafiqi's expedition into Aquitaine. During Abd al-Rahman IS military campaign across the Ebro region, the Cordovan commander received the submission of Ibn Beliscote. or Galindo-Belascatines, in Cerdanya. Under Carolingian pressure, Cerdanya became a Frankish vassal about 785. County of Cerdanya. The county of Cerdanya has its origin in the Spanish marches established by Charlemagne. In the 9th century, Cerdanya was one of the lordships united in the person of the Counts of Barcelona, who were also Counts of Girona, Narbonne and Urgell. Wilfrid the Hairy had 3 sons and established the youngest, Miron, as Count of Cerdanya, a sovereign state. The sovereign county of Cerdanya bordered the county of Urgell, the county of Barcelona, the county of Besalú, the county of Roussillon, and the county of Razes. The county of Cerdanya was made up of Cerdanya proper with the addition of other areas which it managed to acquire over time through inheritance, such as Capsa and Conflent. Thus, the county of Cerdanya was actually quite an important county. The Counts of Cerdanya were great patrons of abbeys, most famously Saint Michel de Cuxa, dating back to the 10th century and located in Conflent, and Saint Martin du Canigou, dedicated by Count Wilfred of Cerdanya in 1009. However, the line of the Counts died out in 1117 and the county was inherited by the Counts of Barcelona, later to become Kings of Aragon. Current division. Cerdanya proper was split between Spain and France by the Treaty of the Pyrenees of 1659, with the north of Cerdanya becoming French, while the south of Cerdanya remained Spanish. The counties of Rosselló, Capsa and Conflent also became French at that time. Today, the Spanish side of Cerdanya is a Catalan comarca known as Baixa Cerdanya, and whose capital is Puigcerdà. Puigcerdà was already the capital of Cerdanya before the division of 1659, having replaced Hix in 1178 as capital of Cerdanya. Hix, the place where the Counts of Cerdanya resided, is now a village inside the commune of Bourg-Madame on the French side of the border. Hix had itself replaced Livia, which was the ancient capital of Cerdanya in antiquity. At the Treaty of the Pyrenees it was decided that Livia would remain Spanish, so Livia is now an exclave of Spain inside French territory. The French side of Cerdanya is part of the Département of Pyrénées Orientales and has no particular status. People in France refer to it as Cerdagne Française, or just Cerdagne, while people on the Spanish side refer to it as Alta Cerdanya. Its main towns are Bourg-Madame and the ski resort of Font-Romeu. Tourism. Like neighboring areas of the Pyrenees, Cerdanya relies on tourism to provide strong support for the economy. Spas, skiing, and hiking are long-established attractions. In addition, the Yellow Train is a major tourist attraction. Municipalities. Spanish side known as Baixa Cerdanya. French side known as Cerdagne Française. Angestrin Villeneuve des Escaldes. Bolca. Bourg-Madame. Doris. Agat. Envig. Estevar. Ain. Font-Romeu Odiovia. La Cabanassa. La Tour de Carol. Llo. Mont-Louis. Nahuja, Osse Acute Ja, Palau de Cerdagne, Plains, Porta, Porte Puymorens, Siagaus, Saint Pierre dels Forcats, Saint Leocadia, Targasson, Valspola.